Hey y'all, it's Belle. I have another book haul. There will probably be a lot of book hauls, so this might just be a book haul channel before it's over with, but it is a lot better than it used to be. It used to be a lot worse. So I am getting better, but I'm not gonna explain why I get a lot of books. When YouTubers have to like almost defend themselves every time they do a book haul, I don't understand why people are like that to them, to where they have to explain themselves. They bought books because they wanted to. It's their money. I mean, leave them alone. There's a lot worse things they could be doing with their money. They bought books. It's okay. I'll do sequels that I've gotten first. First is the Aurelia Curse by Cornelia Funke. This is the third in the series, and I wasn't getting sequels to books I hadn't read, but I want to read this one very soon, and I didn't want to forget about this book, and it's so beautiful, and I got it for a great deal on Blackwell's online. I'm very excited. I'm not going to read the synopsis since this is the third book, but I mean, there's dragons, and I've heard the best things about this author, and I just cannot wait. And it just looks like a very magical story. Another one that I haven't read the series, but I got the sequel, is another one I want to read soon. And Amazon had a sale recently. I don't know. By the time this is up, it's probably not still going on, but where you buy 3 for the price of 2. And I needed something else closer to the price so I could save the amount of what I was spending. So I have all the other books in this series. It's the Shelby Holmes series by Eulberg. This is the latest book. I don't know if it's the last or what, but I had been waiting, before I had stopped buying sequels of book series I haven't read, I've been waiting for them to put it in paperback because all of my other ones are in paperback. But this is a 2019 release, so it doesn't look like they're going to. So I just went ahead and got it. So I'm very excited about this series, but it's like a detective mystery middle grade, and I'm all about that. Again, another I really have stopped buying sequels to series I haven't read, but when I get on Blackwell's and I see them for like $7 or $8, and I know I want to read them soon, it's just so hard. And the latest book came out in this series. I talked about this in one of my spooky middle grade videos I want to read. And it's the Skeleton Keys series by Guy Bass. This is the latest book. This is the 5th book, and they're full of illustrations, and they just look like the perfect spooky time reads. And like me, I read them anytime of year. Yet again, I'm reading this series soon, so I wanted to go ahead and get the 3rd book that just came out in the Elizabeth Webster trilogy. I think it's just going to be a trilogy, so this is going to be the last book, but I'm not 100% sure about that. It's by William Lashner, and this just looks, again, perfect for spooky season, and it's one I wanted to read. Even if I don't read it by Halloween, I want to read them before the year's over, hopefully. So I wanted to go ahead and have this. Now to some ones I have read. I have the sequel for The Beast and the Bethany. This is Revenge of the Beast. And it's by Meggitt-Phillips. So the sprayed edges. And the first book's sprayed edges. Like, I didn't know they were coming on the first one, and they were green, so I love that. And I just love the first book. The humor, and it's just such a, I can't even explain it, and I'm not gonna read the synopsis since this is the 2nd book. There's a beast, and he wants his owner to feed the girl to him, and it's so funny in a messed up way, but it's so great, and I can't wait to dive back in and see what happens next. And this is one of my most anticipated releases of the year. This is the only book by this author I haven't read now, and the first book to this series, The Monsters of Rookhaven, I absolutely loved. This is the sequel, The Shadows of Rookhaven, Pádraig, and I just love his books. I've talked about it in the other videos where I mentioned the first book, but he's just such an amazing writer, and like his stories are so amazing, and which is like a bonus because his characters are so great, and you just fall in love. Other end pages. Oh, I cannot wait to get to this so soon. I'm so excited. Now this isn't a sequel, but it's another edition than the one I have. This series starts with the Extremely Inconvenient Adventures of Bronte Meadowstone. It's one of my favorite series, so since it is, I get all the editions I can. I haven't got the US version yet. I want to see more of the inside of that one, but there are a couple more editions that I need. But I like to get all the editions of this one. And this one, I have read this book and I absolutely loved it, like I've loved all the other ones. And this one It was illustrated by Karl James Mountford, and he just does a beautiful job, so I had to get this, and it just came out. Excited to add this to that collection. I think that's it for all the sequels that I got. I have Locked Out Lily by Nick Lake. Lily wants things to be the way they were before she got ill, before her parents decided to have another child. Sent to stay with her grandmother while her mom has the baby, Lily is determined to get back home. But she doesn't expect to find strangers there, people who look like her parents but definitely aren't. Finding help and friendship in some unlikely new animal companions, a mole, a snake, a mouse, and a crow, Lily must face her fears and summon the courage to break into her own house. Will she be able to defeat the replacements before the night is out? This just sounds kind of creepy and kind of great. Excited to have this. And then during that same sale, I'll go ahead and talk about these. I think these are a spin-off of this one I just noticed, because these are called the Copernicus Archives. This is called the Copernicus Legacy. I was wondering why some were different shaped and thickness. So this is the first one in this, which I'm assuming is the main is the main series, and they're by Tony Abbott. And then there's more books, but they weren't included. It's weird how they include some books in a series on the sale, but not other books in the series. It all begins when Wade Kaplan receives a strange coded email from his Uncle Henry shortly before the old man's sudden and suspicious death. He sets sail for Germany to attend the funeral with his father and his 3 friends, Daryl, Lily, and Becca, only to discover that Uncle Henry left them yet another baffling message. Soon they are in a breathless race across the globe, running for their lives as a ruthless shadow organization chases them around every corner. Their only hope of saving themselves and the world is to find 12 magical relics from a hidden past. Oh, that just sounds so great, like puzzles and adventure, and so I'm really excited. I've been eyeing these for a while. I didn't know there was 2, but doesn't matter. I'm excited. And then I got this, Peppermints in the Parlor by Barbara Burks Wallace. And I've been wanting these for a while. It's a duology. There's another one called The Perils of Peppermints, I think. That's the sequel. But like I said, they didn't have that one on the sale like this one. And I just love these covers. Emily Lockhart is looking forward to living at Sugar Hill Hall. She remembers her aunt and uncle's grand old mansion well, with its enormous, elegant parlor, marble fireplace, and white china cups filled with hot chocolate. But this time things are different. Her aunt's once bright and lively home is now dead with silence. Evil lurks in every corner, and the dark, shadowed walls watch and whisper late at night, and no one ever speaks. Everything changed at Sugar Hill Hall, and Emily knows something awful is happening there. What's become of Uncle Twice? Why is Aunt Twice a prisoner in her own home? Emily is desperate to uncover the truth. Time is running out, and she must find a way to save the people and home she cares about so much. Sounds great, and like another spooky read that would be great for this season. So excited to finally have at least one of them. Luckily, all 3 were included in the sale for this. I think I almost have, or I probably do have all of her books now. Jessica Day George. This is Dragon Slippers. I think that's the name of the series too. Dragon Slippers. That's the first book. After Krill's aunt sacrifices her to a dragon, Krill refuses to wait for a knight to rescue her. Instead, she bargains for her escape and wins her freedom along with a pair of blue slippers. As she sets out to find her fortune in the king's city, she meets and befriends another dragon. But when she arrives in the city, strange things start to happen. Krill realizes that her mysterious slippers are more than just a pair of shoes. They possess magic that could save the kingdom or destroy it. So I'm very excited. I've been wanting these for a while too. So I'm very excited. I got them on the sale. And they sound right up my alley. And I'm so excited. These and the Jessica Day George series and then another one are all in a group of series that I've been eyeing for so long. The other series that I'm mentioning wasn't in the sale, so this was. So I was very excited to get all 4 of them with these covers. It's the Enchanted Forest Chronicles by Patricia C. Reed. And this is the first cover. They're very shiny. This book too. Book 3. This gives me Shrek vibes because of the donkey in Shrek, but I love it. I love this one too. Princess by birth, adventurer by choice. Meet Princess Timorin, a princess who refuses to be proper. She is everything a princess is not supposed to be. Headstrong, tomboyish, smart, and bored. So bored that she runs away to live with a dragon. And not just any dragon, but Kazol, one of the most powerful and dangerous dragons around. Timorin has a way of hooking up with dangerous characters, and soon she's coping with a witch, a djinn, a death-dealing talking bird, a stone prince, and some very oily wizards. If this princess ran away to find some excitement, it looks like she's found plenty. Sounds like my type of princess. I'm very excited. Another one that was part of the sale, Winter Frost. And another one I've been wanting for a while, and since we're getting close to Christmas, I want to get it because it's always on the Christmas recommendations list, and it's by Michelle Houtz. It should be an ordinary Danish Christmas for Bettina. Instead, her parents have to go away for a few days, leaving 12-year-old Bettina in charge of the house, the barn, and her baby sister Pia. In all the confusion, no one remembers to set out the traditional bowl of Christmas rice pudding for the tiny niece, a gnome-like creature said to look after the family and their livestock. But only Bettina's grandfather still believes in the niece, so forgetting the silly custom couldn't be a big deal, could it? When baby Pia disappears during an afternoon nap, Bettina must do everything she can to set things right, even if it means entering the magical world of the niece. That just sounds incredible. I'm so excited to read that around Christmas time, hopefully. Okay, I think that was all the ones I got from the sale that are here now, at least. There might be more. I can't remember. So next, we have Rules for Vampires by Alex Folks. This is a highly anticipated release. This just looks incredible. Illustrations inside too. Rules for Leo von Matterberg. Be as fearsome and bloodthirsty as possible. Don't break the rule above on the night of your first hunt. Try really hard not to rouse a terrifying ghost. Rely on your friends, whether ghosts, spiders, or suits of armor, to help you out of trouble. So straighten your cape and sharpen your claws. Being a vampire is harder than it looks. And that's the synopsis. It just sounds so great. I'm so excited. We have this beautiful book, The Secret Animal Society by Luke Gamble. Back is even beautiful. When Edith Wright is sent to spend the summer with her estranged uncle, she discovers he is a vet to some of the rarest and most amazing animals in the world. Then her uncle receives a call for help, and Edith finds herself thrown into an adventure behind her wildest expectations. As if the challenge of saving a yeti amongst the dangerous peaks of the Himalayas is not enough, Edith finds herself face to face with Arabella Spearstrike and her gang of ruthless hunters. Well, that sounds amazing. The illustrations sprinkled throughout. So excited. We have Miosotis Flores Never Forgets by Hilda Eunice Burgess. Miosotis Flores is excited about three things: fostering rescue dogs, goofy horror movies, and her sister Amarella's upcoming wedding. School, not on that list. But her poppy cares about school more than anything else, so they strike a deal. If Miosotis improves her grades in 2 classes, she can adopt a dog of her own in the summer. Miosotis dives into her schoolwork and into nurturing a fearful little pup called Freckles. Could he become her forever dog? At the same time, she notices Amaryllis behaving strangely, wearing thick clothing in springtime, dropping her friends in favor of her fiancé, even avoiding Miosotis and the rest of her family. When she finally discovers her sister's secret, Miosotis faces some difficult choices. What do you do if someone is in danger but doesn't want your help? When should you ask for support, and when should you try to handle things on your own? And what ultimately matters most, what Miosotis wants or what's right for the one she loves? As usual, when there's an animal, especially a dog, I'm gonna look at scan the end of the book. I don't spoil myself. I can just scan for a name. And I'll look for the name Freckles for this dog to make sure he's okay. But it's also going to be hard for me because I can already tell her sister's secret by reading the signs. I already know what it is. And since I've been through that and dealt with that, it's going to be hard to read about. But I think it's important to read about it, and so very excited. An important read, and I think it'll be a really good one. Now, one of my most highly anticipated graphic novel releases of the year. That's Salt Magic by Hope Larson and Rebecca Mock. Go to the front and try to show you. This is the first 2 pages, so not to really spoil anything. 12-year-old Von Thiel cannot wait for her older brother Eulberg to come home to the family farm in Oklahoma after serving on the front lines of World War I. But the young man who greets her at the train station is serious and responsible, not the fun-loving brother she remembers. He doesn't have time for her anymore, especially not after he marries his plain, boring childhood sweetheart. Soon after the wedding, glamorous, mysterious Greta arrives at the farm. She's followed Eulberg all the way back from Paris, and when she learns he's married another woman, she's furious. Revealing herself as a powerful salt witch, she dooms the farm by turning its only source of water, a spring, to crop-destroying salt water. Eulberg falls ill from the shock, so Von Thiel strikes out on her own to confront Greta and lift the curse. In this utterly unique graphic novel fairy tale, Von Thiel travels through deserts, ghost towns, and her own family's past in her quest to set things right. The journey will change her in ways that can't be undone and teach her powerful lessons about sacrifice, love, and the importance of family. It's not often you get World War I. It's usually 2. So I find that interesting already. And it just, all of it sounds very, very intrigued. And I can't wait. We have The Shadow Prince by David Anthony Durham. Growing up in a village in the middle of the Egyptian desert, Ash thinks his future holds nothing but sand, sun, a few annoying bullies, and lots of boring chores. Boy, is he wrong. On the night before his 12th birthday, Ash learns that he was born on the same day as Prince Khufu, which makes him eligible to compete to be the Prince's Shadow, a coveted position as the friend and bodyguard of the boy destined to be Pharaoh of all of Egypt. At first, Ash can't believe it, but when a floating royal barge takes Ash and his mentor to the bustling, magical, solar-powered capital, things get real. What awaits Ash and the candidates is deadly. 5 days of dangerous tests filled with demon fighting, monster slaying, and magical spells, each overseen by a different Egyptian god. Ash finds 2 friends willing to fight by his side, the first friends he's ever made. But there are candidates who will lie, cheat, and even harm others to win. Not all will survive, and only one can become the Prince's Shadow. To make matters worse, Ash is up against Lord Set, the devious god of chaos, who is secretly working to make the candidates fail. But if they do, the very survival of the kingdom is in peril. Can Ash and his new friends save Egypt, and will any of them survive to become the Shadow Prince? That just sounds I just can't wait. We have Imaginary by Lee Bacon. Zach's 11, long past the days when kids are supposed to go on epic make-believe adventures with their invisible friends. But after the death of his father 5 years ago, all Zach has wanted is an escape from the real world. So his imaginary friend, Shovel, it hasn't faded away like the other kids have. Shovel tries his best to lift his spirits, but now that Zach's in middle school, things are getting a little awkward. His best friend ditched him for a cooler crowd. His classmates teased him in the hallways. He still misses his dad. Reality is the worst, which is why Zach still makes regular visits to a fantasy world with Shovel. But is Zach's overactive imagination helping him deal with loss or just pushing people away? So that sounds just like a emotional and heartwarming read. And I think it'll be really great. And it's from the point of view of the imaginary friend, I'm pretty sure too. We have Swarm Rising from astronaut Tim Peake and best-selling author Steve Cole. There's the book. This one just sounds like a wonderful adventure story, and I'm very excited about it. Huh. Blackwell surprised me again. I did not know I was getting a signed copy. I didn't even notice that when I posted it on Instagram. That's so awesome. Danny and Jamila are best friends. They love gaming and snacking and putting off their homework. Life is pretty ordinary. Then they meet Addie, and everything changes. Addie can run through walls and drive over rivers. She can travel through the internet and bend the laws of physics. But Addie is on the run from an alien swarm, and its agents want her back. They are more powerful than she is, more powerful than anything on Earth. Drawn into Addie's dangerous world, Danny and Jamila are given impossible powers and must face incredible dangers as they fight against the rising swarm. Their adventures take them from Danny's house on the outside edge of the solar system as doomsday dawns for human life as we know it. That just sounds incredible. I'm so excited for this. We have Wish She Was, which I think is another story that's going to be perfect for Christmas. This is by Alexandra Page. It says The Tiny Guardian of Lost Letters. It's 1952 in smoggy London, and Penny Black is lonely. Then one night in her uncle's post office, she catches a small, furry, springy something making off with a letter. Wish She Was is a sorter, a guardian of lost mail. He shows Penny a secret world beneath the streets where the sorters devote their lives to saving missing letters and delivering them home. But lurking in the shadows is Stanley Scrawl. Can Penny keep her new friend safe with the royal rat catcher on their tail? So it just sounds like a great read, and I cannot wait. We have The Book of Stolen Dreams by David Farr, another most anticipated release. When Rachel and Robert help their librarian father to steal a forbidden book, they are plunged into a dangerous world. Everyone is hunting for the Book of Stolen Dreams, and with their father in prison, Rachel and Robert are forced to go on the run. Desperate to survive, they must uncover the book's secrets and track down its mysterious missing page. But the cruel and calculating President Charles Milstein is on their trail and will do anything to seize what they have. When the children discover the astonishing magical truth about the book, they resolve to do everything in their power to stop it falling into his hands, for if it does, he could rule forever. So can't wait to read this. The Last Quintista? I think is how you say that. Look at that cover. This is by Donna Barba Higuera. Make it hardback. There's a sentence written, and I'm not gonna butcher the first So I'm not even gonna try, and I can't translate it anyway, so I'll start after that. A girl named Petra Pina who wanted nothing more than to be a storyteller, like her abuelita. But Petra's world is ending. Earth has been destroyed by a comet, and only a few hundred scientists and their children, among them Petra and her family, have been chosen to journey to a new planet. They are the ones who must carry on the human race. Hundreds of years later, Petra awakes to this new planet and the discovery that she is the only person who remembers Earth. A sinister collective has taken over the ship during its journey, bent on erasing the sins of humanity's past. They have systematically purged the memories of all aboard, or purged them altogether. Petra alone now carries the stories of our past, and with them any hope for our future. Can she make them live again? Oh, I cannot wait to read this one. Alright, so that's all for this book haul. Wait, no it's not. And that wasn't the last one. I forgot I had another one because it was in the bedroom, because I'll be reading it soon. But I had read the first book of this series, Journey to Zentopia by Stacy D'Alessandro, and I loved it. I bought that myself and I loved it. And the sequel, Return to Zentopia, just came out, and the author asked if she could send it to me to read and review, and since I loved the first one, I said yes. I won't read the synopsis since it's the second book, but it's just such a magical story. They travel, there's a rainbow, there's a magical world, there's a villain, it's just so good. I really loved it, and I can't wait to go back. And these covers are always so beautiful too. So I can't wait to jump back into this world. Alright, y'all, that's all for this book haul. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sure I'll see you again soon with one. And I hope you like this, my Gilmore Girls sweater. I love it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and if you'd like to subscribe, that'd be great. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!